Is your ex gone for good? Or can your relationship truly be saved? In this video, I'll help you cut through the BS and understand exactly why your ex is not back yet, and what part you play in determining if they will ever come back at all. We'll walk through the most common mistakes I see in DMs from people who never get their exes back, and why they ruined their chance of getting back together. I will also explain how you can fix those common mistakes and get your relationship back on track by stepping into your truth and power. This isn't magic. It's based on science and psychology. And after talking to about 10,000 people who wanted help fixing their relationships, I feel I have a solid understanding of who can successfully get their exes back and who cannot because of their own choices. Fair warning, this video is especially harsh. I am going to be straight to the point with absolutely no sugarcoating. A lot of what I say in this video might hurt your feelings, and that's okay. Because it's better to get your feelings hurt in a reality check than to lose the love of your life forever. And if you were drawn to this video, there is probably something in here that will finally make things click and give you the opportunity to turn your breakup in a better direction. If tough love upsets you, I have plenty of other videos on my channel that are very gentle and soft. I usually am very gentle and soft, but I feel in my heart that this video needs to be made and it needs to be stern. I hope that you won't miss out on the information I'm about to share with you just because of the tone. Please know that tough love is still love. I would not bother spending this much time and energy making this video if it didn't come from a place of care. And note that all of the DMs you are about to see are just examples. They are not actual messages from people asking for help, although every single one of the DMs have been sent to me hundreds of times in real life and do accurately represent the DMs I see every single day from people who are actively ruining their own relationships. So feel free to skip around to the examples that most apply to you, or watch the entire video. I am sending you so much love and healing as you deal with this separation. Is my ex coming back? Asking strangers about your future is, let's face it, a little bit crazy. No one can predict the future, and anyone claiming to do so is trying to scam you. There are infinite realities, and every future possibility that could exist can exist for you. You can change your future at any time by making changes in the present moment. That is how you create the future you want. So anyone telling you that your future is set in stone and is out of your control is really saying that you are incapable of making any changes to your present moment. They think that you are very limited and small and helpless, and they will either lie and tell you what you want to hear to make you feel good so that you will come back again and pay them for more reassurance, or they will tell you something to scare you so that you will come back again and pay for more help. If you are relying on psychics to give you assurance and help, you are choosing to put yourself in a very bad spot. You are denying your own infinite potential to shape your future. What you are saying is that you are incapable of giving yourself reassurance. You are acting helpless. And that is why you feel so unsure and so helpless. Continuing to get scammed by so-called psychics keeps you stuck in this toxic cycle. Instead, you need to learn how to reassure yourself and find resources that you can use yourself. When it comes to your relationship, you should only spend money on tools that will eventually help you work on your relationship by yourself, without constantly paying more and more money for help. Any coach, psychic, or otherwise who tells you to rely on them to fix or predict your relationship for you is a scammer, and they are taking advantage of you. That's why the reunion program that I offer is designed to be a one-time purchase that teaches you everything you need to know to develop the lifelong skills to work on yourself and your relationship without having to pay more and more for help and reassurance. You deserve to learn how to help yourself. Can you manifest them back for me? No. No one can manifest for you. And like we just talked about, you should not be paying anyone to do the work for you. First of all, anyone claiming to manifest for you is a scammer. You are the only person manifesting in your reality. No coach, spellcaster, or even your ex can manifest anything in your reality. You are manifesting everything, and everything that happens in your life is something that you manifested. You manifested meeting your partner, you manifested the entire relationship, and you manifested the breakup. Now, it's your job to learn how to manifest your reunion. Wanting someone to manifest for you may mean that you are not ready to put in the work to save your relationship. Relationships only work when you work on them. There is no way to snap your fingers and magically get back together. You have to actually learn and practice the skills to create a happy, healthy relationship that lasts. And if you're not willing to do that, you are frankly incapable of being in a relationship anyway. Just stay single if being lazy is more important to you than working on your relationship. The reunion program offers simple, step-by-step instructions that literally anyone can follow regardless of circumstances. It only requires about 10 minutes a day for using the techniques and about 1 hour a week to study the material for a few weeks. This is by far the fastest way to get your ex back that actually works. And yes, it takes work. And if you're not ready to work on your relationship, the truth is you don't even love your ex. Let them move on and find someone who actually thinks they're worth the effort. I want a love spell to bring my ex back. Just like the previous faux pas, this will never work. This isn't Harry Potter, it's real life. And there is no such thing as spells. I've talked to about 10,000 people in separation at this point, and I have been utterly mortified at how many of you keep falling for love spell scams. Love spells aren't real. For fuck's sake, come on, you guys. Once again, no one can manifest for you. There is no magic shortcut to fixing your relationship. You actually have to do the work. And you should never be paying for someone else to work on your relationship for you. You should only be paying for tools that teach you how to fix your relationship yourself. Anything else is a complete and utter scam. If you have already paid for a love spell, don't be embarrassed. I have literally heard of people spending upwards of $5,000 on magic candles and getting extorted by some truly scary scammers on the internet. But you need to wake the fuck up today and stop feeding into this delusion. If you truly think that your relationship ended because some witch put a spell on your ex, please consider some therapy and maybe some medication. And learn to take accountability. If you blame magic for your breakup, you lack the basic accountability necessary for even the most base level relationship on the face of this planet. I am so serious. Magic is not real. And if you think that a magic spell is going to fix all of your relationship problems and force your ex to come crawling back, you may not be capable of a relationship at all. First of all, this very likely means that you are too goddamn lazy to do even the most adolescent bit of work to fix your relationship. If you want all of your problems to be fixed by magic without actually having to learn or change anything, you are not capable of being in a relationship. And if you truly desire to control your partner with magic, instead of learning how to actually listen to their needs and communicate in a healthy way, you are an evil person. Wanting to control another human being through force is sick and it is abuse. Again, it is time for some therapy and medication. If, however, you found yourself drawn to love spells simply because you had no idea what to do, and you felt desperate enough to try anything, but deep down, you really do want to learn how to work on your relationship in a healthy way, the reunion program might be a good fit for you. You will learn lifelong skills to work on yourself and how to show up in your relationship in a healthy way, which in turn allows you to connect with a version of your partner who freely chooses to work on the relationship with you. It is not magic. It is not force. It is the science of manifestation. I want my ex to come back within 24 hours. You're not mature enough to be in a relationship. Stay single. If you are so impatient that you cannot wait more than one single fucking day for all your problems to go away, you are a literal child. Your brain is not yet developed enough to support a romantic relationship. I'm being a little cheeky, but honestly, these are some serious mental issues that you have going on if you truly feel this way. You may have severe attachment issues, severe anxiety, and very underdeveloped coping skills. Now, we do work on these issues in reunion, but your ex will not come back in 24 hours. Okay, it has happened once or twice, but those clients had to keep using the course in order to maintain their results. If you are grown enough to wait more than a day or two for results, reunion can be a great fit for you. But it's not about how quickly your ex comes back. It's about how long they stay. It's about making sure that your relationship is healthier and happier than it even was before the breakup. It's about learning lifelong skills that will keep your relationship getting better and better all the time. It's about making sure that you have the skills to stay together forever and experience the true love you truly deserve. And that is certainly worth waiting more than 24 hours. I don't have time to do a program to get my ex back. I just need them to come back immediately without any time or effort. Then you don't have time for a relationship. The full reunion program only requires 10 minutes a day for techniques and about 1 hour per week for 7 weeks in order to watch the instructional videos in the program. No additional time is required. So babes, if you don't have 10 minutes a day to spare, you don't have time to text your partner. And if you don't have 1 hour each week to spare, you definitely don't have time to see your partner. So you absolutely don't have time to be in a relationship. Focus on the other parts of your life that are clearly so much more important than love. And if you refuse to put in any effort into saving your relationship, you also won't put in any effort to keep it. Your ex deserves to be with someone who knows that they deserve time and effort. If you cannot prioritize your ex, you do not love them. Stay single and let your ex find a decent human being who doesn't treat them like they're worthless. Can you help me for free? No. And this is the most insulting, entitled, and psychotic question you could possibly ask a professional coach. This is a business, not a charity. And asking this question means that you think your relationship is worthless. Move on and let your ex find someone else who doesn't think they are fucking worthless. Asking this question also means that you think my help is worthless. And why do you want my help if it's worthless? If you've ever asked a coach this asinine question, delete your account, move into the woods, and log out of the internet forever. I can't afford your program, even though it's only $16 to get started. Unfortunately, this means you can't afford to be in a relationship. Not only can you not afford to have any help repairing your relationship, but you couldn't afford the relationship even if you could get help getting back together for free. You can't afford a phone bill to talk to your partner. You can't afford to take your partner out on a date. You can't afford gas to go see your partner. You can't afford Netflix to stay at home and have a date with your partner. You can barely afford to feed yourself. You are one minor inconvenience away from becoming homeless. If you don't even have 50 cents a day to spare, you are in an extremely dangerous bout of poverty. And if that truly is the case, I feel for you. But this horrific type of poverty means that you are constantly under world-shattering levels of stress. You are consumed with horrendous anxiety about money. You are terrified of even the smallest financial inconvenience, like needing an extra tank of gas. This is not the time to be in any relationship at all. This life-shattering level of poverty will seep into every relationship and rot it from the inside out. If you truly cannot possibly afford 50 cents a day, stop worrying about your ex and start getting resourceful. You have access to the internet because you're watching this video right now. That means you inherently have access to literally millions of ways to make extra money. Literally, anyone who is watching this video could easily make an extra 50 cents a day if they actually tried. Refusing to use the tools at your disposal to simply Google how to make extra money and follow the simple instructions that anyone can find for free also means that you are not capable of following the simple instructions from a coach to get your ex back. You would not be successful with any program, even if it was free, if you cannot successfully make 50 cents a day. This may sound harsh, but you need the harsh truth if you believe the lie that 50 cents a day is an impossibly massive amount of money to obtain. You need to wake the fuck up. You can very literally walk around any town, any city for 20 minutes and find 50 cents on the ground. You can take online surveys, play video games on your phone, or recycle aluminum cans for 50 cents a day. You can literally sell anything on Etsy or Shopify for more than 50 cents a day. You can literally sell your own shit for $500 a day. You can create your own course and sell it for way more than 50 fucking cents a day. If you have access to the internet, you are frankly full of shit if you insist that you cannot possibly make 50 cents a day. Pull your head out of the sand and stop lying to yourself. If the only thing standing between you and spending the rest of your life with the love of your life is 50 cents a day, how can you be okay with just giving up? That mindset also means that you are in a severe state of lack. Lack spreads like a cancer to every area of your life. And the reason you are broke is the same reason your ex dumped you. It's a lack mentality. And neither your finances nor your relationships will become abundant until you are willing to make a change. But let's be honest, the more likely truth is that you can easily afford to spare 50 cents a day for just a few months, but you're choosing not to. And that is why your ex hasn't come back. Because you don't actually value help enough to pay for it. You think that you are entitled to coaches' help for free, and you think that everyone who is a coach should work for free and not afford to feed their families. You would rather lose your ex forever than invest in your relationship. You're treating the coaches and your relationship like they are worthless. Time for another wake-up call. Your ex is just a reflection of you. So when you treat your relationship like it's not worth investing in, your ex has no choice but to treat you like you are not worth investing in. And that is never going to change until you do. If you don't think a program to help you get back together is worth paying for, you're not thinking big enough. The reunion program, for example, will literally help determine who you marry, who you build a family with, and who is holding you when you are old and ready to leave this earth. If that's not worth 50 cents a day, what the fuck is worth anything to you? If you're fed up with your lies and excuses about how 50 cents a day is just too much, you'll be happy to know that the reunion program starts at payments of just $16 per month for 4 months, or about 50 cents a day. One-time payments are also available, of course, and this is affordable on literally any budget, which is why there are several houseless individuals who can afford the program. They're enrolled right now. There is literally no excuse to not invest 50 cents in your relationship unless your relationship is worthless. I can't afford your program, but I did just buy a new video game, and I went out to dinner at a restaurant, and I go out for drinks on the weekend all the time with my friends, and I just bought this cool thing that I saw on TikTok, but I can't afford your program. How much is it costing you to cope? I know you're out there spending $15 on fast food and $50 on drinks and buying any number of things to zone out and forget your problems for a few hours. Instead of blowing money on numbing the pain, why not make a one-time investment to actually fix the pain? It's way more expensive to be sad and single than to invest one time in a program that will help you and the love of your life get back together forever. And if you can't afford reunion, you can't afford a relationship anyways. Like I mentioned before, it costs money to be in a relationship. Phone bills, gas to go see them, Netflix for entertainment, going on dates, etc. If you can't afford a program, you can't afford any of those things either. Stop making excuses, go get some money, and go for what you want. I'm just going to keep watching some free videos online to try to get them back. Listen, if those free videos were working, you wouldn't have asked a real person for help. Those free videos are free for a reason. They cost what they're worth. Not much, just a little bit of your time. Nothing of real value, and certainly nothing that is going to change your life. You're going to find yourself in a frustrating rat race of stupid little techniques that are not based in science and barely work, if at all. Things like the 777 method, the pillow method, the whisper method, the love letter method, love crystals, vision boards, astrology, tarot, manifesting with the moon, manifesting at 11:11, blah, blah, fucking blah. None of those things are going to fix your relationship because none of them teach you how to fix your relationship. The only way to save your relationship is to diagnose exactly what went wrong and to use science-backed methods to work through those problems so that you can manifest a better version of self and your ex. Relationships only work when you work on them. Robotically affirming, my ex loves me, my ex loves me, over and over like a mindless little crow is not going to save your relationship. If you just want to watch free videos and you refuse to invest in help, what you're really saying is my relationship is not worth investing in. And that is why your ex is not coming back. I want to start with the mini course, and if I need it, I'll get the full course later. Listen, there is nothing wrong with the mini version of the reunion program. The mini version includes a basic overview of the most important concepts from the full version of the program. The mini version is much shorter, so of course it's not as in-depth, but plenty of clients have gotten their exes back with the mini course alone. That said, the only reason you should ever get the mini course is because you are absolutely, unequivocally, unable to afford the full version. The mini course is meant only for people in the most dire financial situations on the face of the earth. That's why houseless individuals are enrolled in the mini version of the program. But whenever possible, you should get the full version of the program. Most people are in the full version of the program, and most success stories come from the full version of the program. The full program has about 28 times more information and has 6 times more customizable exercises. It is the only version that includes meditations. It is the only version that includes any kind of additional support, and it is certainly the version that gives your relationship the best chance of success. The full version goes in depth about how to handle literally every circumstance I have ever heard of after talking to 10,000 people. It answers every question every client has ever had. It is the only resource you should ever need to get your ex back for good in the healthiest, happiest way possible. So, if you can only afford the mini version, that's perfectly fine. But it is far better to have a bit of really good, helpful, quality information than to have no help whatsoever. And I guarantee that the mini reunion program is the cheapest program to get your ex back that actually works on the entire internet. But the mini version is a last resort for financial reasons only. If you can afford $73 a month for 4 months, which is only about $2 a day, get the full version of the course right away. It's cheaper than getting the mini version and then paying more for the full version. And once you and your partner are happily back together, you will never regret spending a few $100 to spend the rest of your life with your partner. I want the full course, but I can't afford it. So I won't even get the mini course or any help at all. Like I just said, the mini version of Reunion is extremely valuable. Just because it's not as good as the full version doesn't mean it's anywhere near worthless. Plenty of clients have gotten their exes back with the mini course alone. Saying that if you can't get the full version, you won't get any help at all is insane. That's like saying, I need a car to get to work, but I want a Ferrari, and all I can afford is a Corolla, so I'm not going to get any car at all, and I'll just lose my job because I can't get to work. Are you seriously telling me that your head is so far up your own bunghole that you would rather lose your entire relationship than get the mini version of Reunion? Wow, your partner would be so flattered if they could see what you're saying right now. Get real. That is such a wild take. I tried something else in the past and it didn't work. So I don't know if I should ever try anything else ever again. Well, that's just silly. You tried something once, and now you're too hard-headed to ever try anything ever again? Why did you even ask for help if you're too far gone to even try? What a silly way to waste both of our times. Let's be honest, when you tried that thing in the past, it's something that doesn't work for anyone, and that's why it didn't work for you. You tried things like going no contact or texting your ex to convince them to take you back. You tried making them jealous or letting them walk all over you. You tried crap manifestation techniques like spells and crystals and the fucking whisper method. You tried being patient. You tried being pushy. You tried robotic affirmations. You tried some half-assed meditation you found online for free and didn't really listen to. You tried a relationship guru. You tried some alpha male program. You tried dating other people. You tried a whole bunch of crap. And that's why it didn't work. There is no trying when you are actually manifesting the right way. You simply manifest and you get an exact match for what you are being. It is simple, perfect, and infallible. That means you can't mess it up. Manifestation always works. You just haven't been taught the right things to do yet, or your ex would already be back. If what I'm saying sounds harsh, think of it this way. What if I said I wanted to go from New York to Florida, but I just kept driving west? And no matter how many times I said, I want to go to Florida, I really, really, really want it, I'm trying so hard, I kept driving west to California. No matter how hard I tried, I was always going the wrong direction. I could try to get to Florida every day for the rest of my life until I lay down and die. But if I tried to get to Florida by driving west, I would die without ever reaching my goal. That's what you're doing when you say this. You keep trying shit that doesn't work, and you keep complaining that it isn't working. And so you decide nothing works. And it must be impossible to get to Florida because you tried every day for years and you never got there. But it's just that you're trying the wrong thing. You are fully 100% capable of driving to Florida. You just have to learn how to drive south. The Reunion program offers exact directions to help you get exactly where you want to go. But you're never going to get there if you refuse to invest in a map. I tried manifesting before, but it didn't work. No, you didn't. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. Say it with me by this point. Manifesting is perfect, and you always get an exact match to what you are being. First of all, whatever you did to try to manifest was probably wrong. Unfortunately, most coaches out there teach bullshit. They teach fad techniques that may sound great on TikTok, but don't actually work long term. If you tried something that didn't change who you were in your soul, you were not manifesting. You got duped. Furthermore, manifesting has nothing to do with trying. If it feels like you are trying to get your ex back, you are not manifesting the right way. You get what you are. Say it with me. So if you are trying to get something, it automatically means you don't have what you're trying to get. Now, if this sounds confusing, don't worry. That's what Reunion is for. The Reunion program makes this process extremely simple. It makes it so much easier than most coaches make it. I give you the exact step-by-step instructions that literally anyone can start applying from day one. There is really no need to feel confused about how to manifest. The answers are right here waiting for you to step into your best version of self. Can you help me? I would love to help you. Would you like to apply to see if this program is a good fit for you? Just following up. would you still like help? When you ask for help and then repeatedly ignore the person that you just asked to help you, no, I don't want to help you. It's very rude and entitled to ask a stranger to take time out of their day to offer help, only to repeatedly leave them on red. You are not too busy. If you have time to open a DM, you have time to reply and say, I'll get back to you tomorrow, and then actually get back to them tomorrow. Here's the thing, your ex is just a reflection of you. So when you treat others badly, your ex absolutely is going to treat you badly. If you ignore people, yes, your ex is going to ignore you. If you don't have the common decency to text back, your ex is going to leave your ass on red over and over for the rest of time. Because your ex can only show up the way that you show up for yourself and others. I certainly don't expect potential clients to DM me all day long. I don't have time for that either. And I don't expect anyone to immediately respond to a DM the moment I send it. Everyone has busy lives. Everyone. I am busy as hell running my business, being a wife, and growing a baby. I am busy and I am tired, and I still have the common decency to reply when someone asks for help as soon as I'm able to reply. I never leave messages on red. And if you want my help, you will show me the same respect that I show you. I do want help, but I'm too scared to try. What if it doesn't work? Well, you manifest what you are. So if you are too scared to even try to fix your relationship, you are never going to get back together. You are actively choosing to be a version of yourself who is not willing to try, and you are actively selecting a version of your ex who is not willing to try either. You're choosing a reality where your situation is hopeless because you're acting like it's hopeless. How do you fix that? By having the courage to try anyway. Courage is not a lack of fear. Courage is the willingness to try even when you are afraid. If you don't have courage, you are not ready for a relationship anyway. Relationships require courage. If you don't have courage, your relationships are all going to fall apart as soon as things get scary. Not just with your ex, but literally with every single person you date for the rest of your life, until you develop some courage. You might as well stay single, because without courage, you are going to ruin all of your relationships anyways. But it doesn't need to be like that. Instead, you just need to be logical. Be discerning with the help that you get. Make sure that it's quality help from a licensed business that has plenty of real reviews. Make sure that their help is based on science and psychology, not magic, tarot, crystals, or energy bullshit. Make sure that the program teaches you how to fix your relationship yourself and does not promise to magically fix everything for you. Make sure that the program has worked for other people in situations at least somewhat similar to yours so that you know it can work for you too. The reunion program is provided through Manifest Best LLC, which is a licensed business registered in the state of Texas. I report all income to the IRS, and all of my sales are processed through secure and trusted companies like Stripe, Shopify, and Etsy. Anyone taking money through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo is probably a scammer. Manifest Best and the Reunion program has over 100 reviews from real clients on manifestbest.com. I post screenshots of real emails, comments, and DMs from consenting clients so that it's easy to tell that the reviews are legitimate. My program is based on science and psychology, not magic and bullshit. My program teaches you how to fix your own relationship and not rely on additional help, although one-on-one coaching is available if you prefer additional support. Most clients get their exes back with just the full version of the course alone. They don't usually need one-on-one coaching, but it is available just in case. And as mentioned earlier, this program has worked for literally every situation I have ever heard of in my entire life, except for the prohibited circumstances I mentioned earlier, like abuse and restraining orders. With just a bit of basic research, it's very easy to tell that this program can work for anyone. So stop feeding into the fears and the what ifs. If you want to be successful at saving your relationship, you need to rely on facts alone. Fuck your fear. Go for what you want. In fact, fear is a good sign. It means you're on the verge of change. And you aren't looking for help to keep your life the way that it is now, right? You're literally asking for change. Change feels scary to most people, so fear actually means you are making the right choice. Just ask yourself, are you more afraid of trying to get your ex back and the slightest possibility of it not working? Or are you more afraid of losing the love of your life forever because you were too much of a coward to even try something that has worked for hundreds and hundreds of people? Are you willing to live with the regret of forever knowing that you actually could have gotten back together, but you chose to not even try? Is loss and regret scarier than making the logical decision to try? The Reunion program has been statistically proven to make any ex 450% more likely to come back for good versus trying on your own. And there is always a 100% guarantee that you are never getting back together if you make the decision to not even try because you're scared. When you truly love someone, you will try. If fear stops you from even trying, you're not in love anyways. I do want to try, but you need to give me a 100% guarantee that this will work before I'm willing to try. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Most people, in the US at least, spend tens of thousands of dollars and 4+ years going to college to hopefully get a degree, to hopefully get a job in their desired field, to hopefully get paid a livable wage, and hopefully enjoy their work. But none of those things are guaranteed. You simply have faith that if you study hard and keep applying to jobs, everything will eventually work out. So if you're willing to risk tens of thousands of dollars and 4+ years just for a chance at getting the opportunity to work for 40 years, why is it so hard to wrap your mind around investing a few $100s or less for the chance at spending maybe 80 years madly in love with the person of your dreams? Honestly, if your ex isn't worth that risk, you're not even in love anyways. And you should really just give up on your relationship right here, right now, today. You take a risk every time you get into a car, fly a plane, or cross the street. If you're willing to take those risks, but refuse to risk working on your relationship, your ex deserves someone better. Your ex deserves someone who thinks they are worth taking a risk. And it's not that goddamn risky. Remember, you are 450% more likely to get back together with this program. It's far more risky not to enroll. And you are 100% guaranteed to never get back together if you don't even try. I need to know exactly how the entire manifesting process works before I'll enroll. No, you don't. You're just afraid. And that fear comes from the unknown. And you've mistakenly tricked yourself into thinking that if you can just understand exactly how every single part of the process works, you will feel comfortable spending money on a solution. Quit lying to yourself. First of all, you've bought plenty of things without knowing exactly how they work. Do you know how your phone works? No, but you figured out how to use it with some practice. You probably can't tell me exactly how the internet works, but you pay for that every month. I bet you can't tell me how they get pictures and sounds onto your TV, but you know how to use your remote, so it doesn't really matter how the TV works. Do you know exactly how every part of your car works? No, but you still bought it, and that cost you thousands of dollars, didn't it? You are just making excuses because you're afraid. And remember, fear is a sign that you're actually on the right path. If you have the courage to keep going. I once had a potential client use this excuse. She wanted to know every single little aspect about manifestation and exactly how it worked with proof and scientific articles and the most minuscule, irrelevant details you could possibly imagine. And she promised that she was so serious about signing up for the course, but she needed to know everything first. Well, that girl had access to the internet. She could have Googled the science of manifestation and the double slit experiment and proof that visualization works and CIA proves that manifestation is real 1,000,000 times over until her brain exploded with all the new information. But she didn't. Instead of being resourceful and taking any initiative whatsoever, she expected me to take hours out of my personal life to force feed her every bit of information she could have gotten herself. I sent her about a dozen scientific articles, proof of manifestation, celebrities who used manifestation to become famous, hundreds of client reviews who swear that this program helped them manifest their ex back. I even created an entire video explaining the science of manifestation, citing my sources and breaking it down into easy to understand terms. And you know what? She never replied. Because all the information in the entire fucking world wasn't enough. Information was never the problem. It was her fear. And you cannot educate fear enough to get rid of it. You must develop the courage to make decisions even when you're afraid. That is what adults do. I'm going to buy on Friday. Listen, sometimes people say this, and they do actually enroll on Friday. But 90% of the time, when people say they need to wait until payday to sign up, they don't. They are using it as an excuse to take more time to talk themselves out of getting help. The reality is, if you're watching this video, you have the internet. you have a phone or a computer and you do have $16 in your bank account to start today, but you're choosing to delay the process of getting help because of doubt and fear. You want to take more time to talk yourself out of getting help. You want to dwell on everything that could go wrong and all the reasons you should just give up. You have gotten so comfortable in not having what you want that trying to get it feels scarier than to submit to losing your partner forever. And that is why you say you'll buy on Friday. The other thing I see happen literally all the time is that within just the few days of time between sending that message and getting your paycheck, a million new things will go wrong in your life. I cannot even tell you how many thousands, literally thousands of times people say they're going to buy on Friday only for their car to break down, them to get evicted, develop health issues, and even lose a loved one within just a few short days. Not to mention, things get significantly worse with their exes in that short time frame. Their ex blocks them, starts dating someone else, or infidelity comes to light in the short time that they took to wait for their paycheck. Why does this happen? Because, again, manifestation doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. And when you say that you want to wait until payday to work on yourself and your relationship, what you are really saying is, I can't afford to do anything to help myself. I'm terrified of making a bad decision. I am too scared to even try. Everything in my life is going wrong, so why would this work for me? This is a lost cause. My ex hates me. Nothing is working, and I feel like utter shit. Be honest with yourself. When you say you want to wait until payday, I guarantee you have a whole bunch of other negative thoughts, beliefs, and feelings to go with it. And that is why everything else in your life is going into the dumpster along with your relationship. The solution? Stop making bullshit excuses and invest in your future today. Stop giving yourself time to talk yourself out of doing the right thing and just do the right thing now. Deep down, you're smart enough to know that's something that is based on science and psychology, with simple step-by-step instructions that does not lie about giving you overnight results and has worked for hundreds and hundreds of people in far worse situations than yours, can work for you too. Listen to what your heart is saying, not what your fear is saying. I know for a fact that you know that this program can help you, because you are not a lost cause. Your situation is not impossible, and you don't need to wait until Friday. I just need to think about it for a while. Again, you're just making excuses not to work on your relationship. Meaning your ex is going to keep making excuses not to work on your relationship too. Your ex can only show up as much as you do. The longer you sit and think about whether you want to work on your relationship, the worse you're going to feel, because you are embodying a version of self who feels scared and unsure. Whereas making the decision to work on your relationship feels strong and hopeful. I cannot stress enough that after talking to 10,000 people, almost every single person out of thousands and thousands of people, when they say they need to think about it, they never get help. And they sure as hell do not get their exes back. And they reach out to me again months or even years later and tell me that their lives have completely fallen apart and they want my help for real now. But 9 times out of 10, they still don't follow through with getting help. Because now things have gotten so utterly hopeless that they don't even see a point in trying to make their lives better. If they were too scared to try when things were bad before, they are way too scared to try now that everything is 10 times worse. It's absolutely crazy how many times people say, I need to think about it, I just want to wait. And weeks later, their friends and family members die. I know that sounds completely insane and dramatic, and I didn't even connect the dots at first. But the sheer number of times that this has happened is not something I can ignore. Horrible things happen all the time when people want to wait to get help that they truly need. I am by no means saying that you need to sign up for my program or your loved ones will die. But I am stating a fact that I have seen so many coincidences where this has happened that honestly, it freaks me out. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but I believe that when a person is so hopelessly locked in indecision that they can't even decide to help themselves when they are suffering, they will inevitably align with even more ways to suffer. In less extreme examples, most of the time when people say they need to wait until they have more money before they can enroll, they end up reporting that they got a ton of extra bills and expenses, and they lost their job, or their car broke down, or they got scammed, or they lost money in the stock market, and they have less money than they've ever had before because they were embodying a version of self who doesn't even have enough money to get help. Be honest. If you've watched my free workshop and you've checked out my course website, you already have all the information about this program. You know everything that it includes. You've read the FAQ section. You already have all the answers you need. You've literally seen over 100 reviews from clients who were probably in far worse situations than yours. You don't need more time to think yourself out of getting help. You do have access to 50 cents a day to get started. You do have the ability to make decisions even when you're scared. Step into your power, and the whole world will shift to support you. I am just really, really sad right now. And I just want to wait until I feel better before I get started. The root of your sadness is tied to the root of your breakup. And I don't mean that you're just sad because of the breakup, although I know that's probably part of it. But the issues in your relationship started inside of you before they ever became a problem with your ex. The reunion program gets very specific about what these problems are and includes exercises to help you diagnose exactly what those specific problems were for you. But they tend to be things like self-doubt, distrust, fear, insecurity, resentment, suspicion, inadequacy, jealousy, etc. Those inner problems got so bad that they started affecting your relationship. And then you broke up. And now that you're apart, those same inner problems still exist, along with a whole new mess of outer problems to deal with. So the sad truth is that you are going to keep feeling sad until you decide to make a change. Happiness is not magically going to fall into your lap. You are not going to wake up one day and randomly feel like you're ready to work on yourself and your relationship. You must make the choice to start working on yourself now when you absolutely do not feel like doing so. And the cool thing is, once you make that strong decision to work on yourself, even though you're sad, you start to feel better. Why? Because manifestation gives you what you are. Are we getting that yet? When you make the choice to start doing the work, you start to become someone who feels better. Because in order to feel better, you have to make the decision to do the work. Making the decision before you feel like it will make you feel more like doing it. Want some reassuring statistics? No one, not one person in the entire history of this program has not felt better after completing the program. Not one. And there are hundreds and hundreds of clients enrolled in Reunion. In fact, most clients report that they start to feel better within just 2 days of enrolling in Reunion. That's because the very first thing that we work on before we even start fixing your relationship is how you can start feeling better even before your ex comes back. It is crucial that you learn how to feel good without depending on circumstances. Your ex coming back is a circumstance. You can and will feel better without needing them in your life at all. Obviously, the program will help you get back together too, but I believe that it's even more important that you learn how to feel good inside regardless of what's happening outside. And that's what this program does. Dozens of clients have reported that Reunion is better than any therapy they have ever had before. So you're sad? Guess what? You're going to keep being sad until you make the decision to work on yourself before you feel like working on yourself. If you're ready for that, Reunion could be a great fit for you. There's just a lot of things going wrong in my life right now, and I don't want to work on anything until my life gets easier. The same inner issues that caused your breakup are the same inner issues that are causing all of your other problems in life. Problems with your money, your job, your family, your health, your living situation. It all stems from you. And no, that's not about blame. And no, you don't deserve bad things to happen to you. But you manifest what you are. And when there are inner problems presenting as outward tragedies, you have to stop it at the source. The Reunion program does not just teach you how to get your ex back, it teaches you how to heal your roots. That's why clients tend to see a significant overall life improvement with this program. Yes, they get their exes back. Yes, they feel better too, but they also get promotions and their dream jobs. They get new houses at great prices in tough markets. They win random money up to $15,000. They get new cars, sometimes for free. They find out they're pregnant when their doctor said it was impossible. They get rid of their back pain and depression. They make new, healthy friends. They reconnect with estranged family. Life just gets better because they healed the inner roots of their problems and are now free to flourish. Your life is not going to get easier by waiting. Life gets easier by doing. By deciding to wait to get help until your life gets better, you are actively choosing for your life to get worse. By actively choosing to get help when life is bad, you are fully stepping in to a much better future. I want help, but I think this is a lost cause. My ex says they don't want to get back together and they are seeing someone else. Whatever you believe, you're right. If you truly believe that your relationship is a lost cause and that even the most effective and proven program in the entire world could never help the likes of you, you're right. But you don't think that. Want to know how I know that's bullshit? Because you asked for help. The sheer fact alone means that you know help is possible. We never ask for things that we think are truly impossible. I'm not emailing Bill Gates asking him to send me $1 million because I don't think it's possible. I'm not charging $10,000 to enroll in this program because I don't think it's possible to sell it at that price, even though it's worth it. And I'm not asking my doctor to prescribe a magic pill that will make me 30 pounds lighter and 2 inches taller overnight with no side effects because I don't believe that's possible. But I do ask my therapist for help coping with problems. I do ask potential clients if they want to enroll in my very reasonably priced program. And I do ask my husband, who used to be my ex, if he wants to go to dinner on Friday because I believe those things are possible. You know that something out there can help you, and you know that the reunion program could be that thing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked me for help. And it may be true that your situation seems difficult, but it's also true that the reunion program has worked in situations that are probably far more difficult than yours. This has worked for couples who have only dated for a few weeks and couples who have been separated for many years, even a decade. It has worked for exes who still live in the same apartment or who live on different continents. It's worked for couples who have never met in person. It's worked for couples whose parents hated their relationship. For exes who blocked you, for exes who you haven't spoken to in 10 years, for exes who were dating, engaged, or even married to someone else. For exes who had kids with someone else, for exes who wanted kids but you didn't want kids, and vice versa. For exes who said they hate you and they never want to see you again. For exes who cheated. For exes who said they don't want commitment or monogamy. For exes who lied or really messed up the relationship. For situations where the client lied, cheated, and messed up the relationship. For clients who were mid-divorce, for clients who were already divorced, for clients whose exes got someone else pregnant, for clients who were arranged to be married to someone else, for clients with different religious views, for clients who were broke, immature, or confused about their sexuality. This program has worked in literally every type of impossible situation I have ever seen. The only problem is that you keep talking yourself out of even trying. And the more you do that, the more impossible it all seems. So how do you stop self-sabotaging? Leave your own pity party. Put your grown-up pants on and actually try. Nothing is going to change until you have the courage to try something new. That said, there are a few situations where this program will not work. If you or your ex were physically abusive, or there was constant lying, cheating, or verbal abuse for almost the entire relationship, You do not have my permission to enroll in this program. It is horribly unethical to help anyone go back to a potentially dangerous situation, and I will not be involved in helping you go back to an abuser or helping you abuse your ex again. The truth is that when you are truly healthy, you would never want to go back to a relationship that was abusive anyway. Also, if you or your ex are a true narcissist, a clinically diagnosed narcissist, narcissists are not just people who are selfish and conceited and full of themselves. Narcissists are clinically incapable of love. They are incapable of change, and they are always abusive in some way or another. Also, if you or your ex have a restraining order against one another, this program is absolutely not for you. And if you or your ex are under the age of 18, this program is not for you. Finally, if you are not willing to make changes and work on your relationship, this program isn't for you, but also there is no program on the face of the earth that will ever be able to help you. As you can see, these are very extreme situations that, in my experience with talking to about 10,000 people, only about 2% of clients actually fall into. And those are the only situations where this program does not work. You can save your relationship with this program in any other circumstance. Even if your ex seems completely unwilling to work on the relationship ever again, the program will still work. You will learn step-by-step instructions to align with a version of your partner who willingly, freely chooses to work on the relationship with you in a healthy, long-term way. I texted them and things just got worse, so I'm going to give up. Of course they got worse, because you haven't started to learn anything yet. You just felt desperate and decided to text your ex, hoping for some magical turn of events. And instead, you got exactly what I could have told you would happen, an opposite result. You got the exact opposite of what you wanted because you're still trying to go about this in a way that doesn't work. You keep trying things that don't work. That's the definition of insanity. Babes, that's why you reached out for help in the first place. Because you knew that what you were doing wasn't working. So why do you keep doing it? You're just pushing them farther away. Yes, you can still get back together even though you had a weird text. But stop making it worse before you get help and make things better. Just do what you know you need to do and get the help that you asked for in the first place. All this added stress is so unnecessary. It's just self-sabotage. You think your situation is impossible, so you are unconsciously doing things to make your situation worse just so that you can be right. My ex texted me, so I want to wait and see how that goes before I decide if I want help. Your breakup wasn't the problem, so getting back together is not the solution. You broke up because you had inner issues and inner issues within the relationship. You had issues with communication or trust or compatibility. And simply getting back together is not going to fix any of that. You have to actually learn the skills to do the inner work and to work on your relationship. Otherwise, even if you get back together, you are going to break up again for the same reasons. And getting a text certainly does not mean that you're getting back together. In fact, if you haven't done any of the inner or relationship work, Texting could very well make things worse. That's why reunion teaches you how to communicate with your partner from a solid inner place. You will also learn how to react to anything your ex says from a healthy place instead of being reactive or desperate. If you don't want to get help because your ex texted you, it means you are living circumstance to circumstance. You have no clear vision for your future, and you are desperately clinging to each tiny little interaction for goddamn dear life. You would rather hope that this one little text magically leads you to fixing all your relationship issues without actually learning how to fix your relationship issues. If you feel this way, reunion is not the right program for you. In fact, relationships are probably not right for you at this time. Not until you're ready to learn how to work on yourself and your relationship can you have a healthy relationship with yourself or your ex. I'm just gonna go no contact so that they miss me and then they want to come back. That is a truly terrible idea. Let me explain why. Again, you manifest what you are. So if you are purposefully ignoring your ex, they are more likely to ignore you right back. Secondly, you are being manipulative and trying to control them. That means they are going to be manipulative and controlling right back to you. You are playing childish little games, and even if they do contact you, they will be immature and your relationship will be unhealthy. Ignoring someone to try to force them to contact you is abuse. It's called stonewalling. Now, I know that most of you who try this are not intentionally being abusive. You probably saw some unqualified teenager on TikTok talking about how they ignored their ex and got a text the next day. But it's a slippery slope, and you need to cut it out. If you are that desperate for contact that you will resort to no contact to force your ex to contact you, you are dipping into very dangerous territory. Listen to that again. You are so desperate for contact that you will resort to no contact to force your ex to contact you. Does that sound even remotely healthy? Does that sound like anything close to love? No. It sounds kind of insane and very stressful and honestly rude. Would you want your ex to ignore you on purpose to make you feel so shitty that you felt like you had to text them out of worry and fear? For fuck's sake, stop doing this dumb shit. You are better than that. And since you're better than that, the reunion program actually offers a very healthy way to establish contact without hurting your partner. Yes, even if they blocked you. If, however, you are not better than that, and you genuinely like the idea of causing your partner so much stress and worry that they are forced to text you, stay the fuck out of my program and get some therapy. Thanks. I'm just gonna give up on my ex and try to meet somebody new. Good luck. You are going to end up with the same relationship issues that destroyed this relationship, if not worse. Giving up on your ex will never solve the real problem. Remember, the real problem is the inner work you have to do and the relationship skills that you need to build. It's not about the other person. You could literally date anyone else and still have the same damn issues. That's why you see so many people date asshole after asshole. It's not because all people are assholes. It's because that person has not done the inner work to align with a quality version of a partner and sustain a healthy relationship with them. Again, it's never about blame, and no one deserves a bad relationship. But if you keep driving into trees, it's not really the tree's fault that the accidents keep happening. You simply need to learn how to course correct and steer yourself in a direction you actually want to go in. That's what reunion is for. Now, I'm not saying you have to manifest your ex back. If you don't love them, by all means, don't get back together. But your partner can only show up as a reflection of you. So dating someone new won't change how you experience relationships very much. When you do the inner work, you have a healthy relationship with yourself, which means you can have a healthy relationship either with your ex or with someone new. I'm just gonna hope that they come back. Whatever is meant to be will be. Time for a wake-up call. Hoping they will come back absolutely will not make them come back. In the reunion program, we actually talk about why sitting around and hoping for something to actually happen pushes what you want further away. Why sit and hope like some helpless, brainless little potato when the step-by-step instructions to get back together are literally right here waiting for you? And whatever is meant to be will be. God, if I never hear this bullshit phrase again, my life will be complete. This is the laziest, most disempowered bullshit I have ever heard. And whoever fed you that shit should be ashamed of themselves. Spit it out and get a grip. Whatever happens is whatever you make happen. Nothing happens by accident or random chance. You manifest everything in your reality. Stop saying whatever's meant to be will be. That's like getting in the driver's seat of your car, turning on the ignition, pressing the gas, and refusing to touch the steering wheel. You end up in whatever random ass direction the wheel takes you. And I guarantee you're going to end up in a fiery crash sooner rather than later. Things happen in life because we go in the direction of those things. If you want a new job, you wouldn't just sit at a job that you hate and mindlessly hope that your dream job falls in your lap. You would start searching for jobs that you like. You would start applying to those jobs, going to interviews. You start networking and preparing for the job that you want. If you want to have a baby, you don't just sit around with your clothes on and hope to have a fucking virgin birth. No, you find a suitable partner or a sperm bank. You track your ovulation cycle and you do the thing to make a baby. Your ex is not going to come back because you fucking hope they will. Stop acting like a helpless bump in the road and learn to take initiative. Learn how to fix your relationship. If you can't manage to do that, you are so very unprepared to be in a relationship anyways. Because when something goes wrong with your relationship, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to helplessly hope that things get better instead of being an actual adult and working on the problem. Now is the time to start being who you truly want to be. Are you just a useless lump who sits and hopes? Or are you a grown-ass adult who works on getting what they want in life? I do want my ex back, but we were always fighting, and sometimes they called me names and even threatened to hurt me. If this has happened to you, I am so sorry. It is never your fault when you are abused. That said, your relationship is a lost cause. If you were always fighting and your partner verbally abused you and threatened to physically abuse you, they are an ugly piece of shit and they belong in prison. Your only job now is to heal. Not just to get over your ex, but to truly heal. When you heal inside, you will never in a billion years want to go back to a relationship like that. And you need to learn how to detect red flags, how to hold healthy boundaries, and how to have higher standards. It is never your fault when you are abused, but abuse rarely happens like the flip of a switch. Abusers usually, not always, usually test the waters and push your limits slowly to ease you into a dangerous situation. Very rarely does someone behave perfectly with no red flags whatsoever, and then out of nowhere breaks your jaw. It is never your fault, but it is your responsibility to learn the warning signs and do the inner work so that you can be safe while you're single and heal and help make sure that your next relationship is healthy and respectful. That's what you deserve. I do offer one-on-one coaching to help with this process, but I also recommend a licensed abuse counselor who specializes in exactly what you're going through. No one deserves to be treated that way, and it is fully possible for you to have a safe and healthy relationship with someone else going forward. They cheated on me several times throughout the whole relationship. This is abuse. It is physical, because they are putting you at risk of STIs. It is sexual abuse because they are tricking you into having sex under false pretenses of monogamy. And it is mental abuse because cheating causes immense emotional pain. If your ex cheated on you several times, do not go back to them. Not even for the kids. Not even if they seem to have changed. Not under any circumstance. You need to cultivate self-respect and self-love. When you truly love yourself, you would never settle for a filthy creature that physically, sexually, and emotionally abused you for many months or years. Again, you are not allowed to enroll in my program under these circumstances because it is abuse. But I am happy to offer one-on-one coaching to help facilitate healing, self-love, and healthy boundaries going forward. As someone who personally was cheated on in every single relationship until I learned how to manifest, I can tell you that it is completely possible to never get cheated on again. That said, serial cheating is different than one-time cheating. If you or your partner only cheated once, it is up to your discretion of whether or not to save the relationship. Your relationship can be saved, even if your partner seems unforgiving at this time, or if they cheated, the relationship can be saved if you are willing to learn how to forgive and heal resentment so that real trust can be established moving forward. I'm not 18 yet. Reunion is not for you. You do have to sign a consent form to enroll, and that is not valid if you are a minor. Also, if you're under the age of 18, you are supposed to go through breakups and date different people. Don't get hung up on one ex when you are literally a child. I know your first heartbreak is tough, but you and your ex are going to be completely different people in just a couple of years. There is no sense in trying to go back to someone when you are this young. Well, there you have it. That was actually a lot more harsh than even I was expecting. Honestly, I have never made a video like this before. The rest of my content is much more gentle and sweet. But I do hope that this change of tone really hit home and made you reflect in a helpful way. It's really important to snap the heck out of it if you've been stuck in any of these excuses. I hope this video resonated with you and that you feel inspired to go for what you want in life. You deserve a happy, healthy relationship, and I will be honored to help you and your ex reconnect with reunion. Check the link in my description to enroll. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and happy manifesting!